Hey there. Decided to come outside before it got dark today, so you get to see the light before the sunset. So I hope you're enjoying the view. This has been an amazing 24 hours for me. Just a lot has happened, and what was also really beautiful is I met a friend of mine, and we were near the beach, and so we weren't planning on going there, but my kids and I went inside to the beach just to kind of dip our feet. And those of you who may know this practice, you may put your feet in salt water to release, as just kind of letting go, releasing old energy. Epsom salt works really good. I feel like the beach is good for that as well. There's obviously the ocean is very cleansing, and for me, just water, being near water, feeling the water, hearing the water, seeing the waves is an extremely cleansing act for me, whether I go fully in or not. So that was great. And really, what I want to talk today about is alignment. So much has happened in my life this past year, and I feel like there's a lot of culmination going on, a lot of releasing, a lot of completion. Obviously the new story coming full force as I begin to leave soon, and it's about alignment. I was thinking, what is it? What is it? What is transformation? What was I've been searching for my whole life that I finally feel like I have now? And so what I feel like, I've had so many beautiful experiences that I've never had before. That's a fact, with so many beautiful people. The other fact of the matter is that I just feel aligned, like things are flowing without much effort. And I know I've mentioned it before, though it is so important, because when you are alignment within yourself, your energies, your male and female energies, your worry decreases, you feel a peace. So that's basically what I'm feeling, is a peace. Like, I don't know exactly where exactly I'm going to go when I land in India in a couple of weeks. There's still a lot of things that need to be done in my house before I go, and I'm not really worried. I'm just like, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fine. And whereas before, when I've moved, I've always kind of got stressed out and made myself kind of like, oh my god, what am I, worrying about things or working too hard to get things. And I'm just in alignment with the universe. Like, I am just co-creating, like, whatever happens for the good. Whatever gets sold, whatever doesn't get sold, like, totally fine. I'm just gonna, and I'm not on any drugs. Like, I'm totally being serious. That's a kind of cool thing. I try to take drugs to kind of get to that state, but now I don't need to. Like, I can just be me. Trust completely. There, of course, there is a little bit of everything. The fear, the worry. There is a little bit of everything still there, but for the most part, I'm at peace, and I know that everything is happening for my highest good, and whatever does happen in the future, I'm not worried. My heart knows the truth. My heart is going for my truth. My heart is leading me. For the first time in my life, I'm allowing it to lead me, and it is the best feeling in the world. So those of you who are looking, those of you who are searching for the answer is, as I've always said, within you. You have all the answers. It's allowing yourself to receive the answers. It's allowing yourself to get in alignment with the truth of you. And no matter what anybody says, it doesn't matter, because you know the truth, and they will fall in line. If things are there's resistance involved within people, within situations, it will fall in line once you let go, because you need to create the space for it to occur. Even yesterday, somebody bought something that I was selling, and it has something to do with someone who I was previously connected with. And as soon as that piece of furniture left my house, I felt this upliftment, like, okay, that energy has dissipated. It's out of my orbit. I am creating space. And, that's also about decluttering. Why is it so important to declutter? Why is it so important for me to even let go of the stuff? I feel like that's even an important conversation, because my father used to keep everything. We'd have papers, we'd have a garage full of stuff. And I do keep stuff, but I tend to now let it go. I've let things go definitely more easily. And sometimes I keep stuff that don't need to be kept, but then I just let them go. My daughter has a little bit of that. But I'm training her to be like, it's okay. We can let it go. We will get new stuff or whatever. We know how to now, create what we need. I now understand it better than I used to. And so it's important for me to let go of things that I don't need, and not to keep them in a storage container for when I'm coming back, because I don't even know when that is. So, all of these things, I feel that whole decluttering is a letting go and feeling free. The ultimate message always for me right now anyway is to be free. And being free is freeing yourself of as many things as possible that's holding you down. And it's the cages of your mind, it's physical stuff, clothing, like anything that is you feel is cluttering your space so that it's not empty. That needs to be removed from your energy, because as you clear the stuff that doesn't need to be there, then all that remains is what needs to be there. That's where your attention needs to be. And that's where your attention will be. And that kind of focus is, where your thoughts go, where your heart is, that's what manifests. And as I said in the previous one, I'm a master manifester, because, I've moved many, many times, and I know what to take, what not to take, and it gets better and better, as I move further and further. And I am so excited for this chapter of my life. I mean, this is the most exciting time of my life. So those of you who are not sure of taking the leap, I'm here to tell you I've taken so many leaps and, gone through so much. And it's always been held by the divine, and always, though it looks dark, it's always in the light. There's a darkness, there's a dark and a light always. There's a yin yang always within us. And as the yin yang is within the light, there's a spot of darkness, and within this darkness, there's a spot of light. So I'd like you to feel into that symbol as you're listening to this right now, and feel into that in your own life. And my message to you today is that everything's totally possible. Every single thing that you fully desire. Feel it in your heart. And the closer it becomes, the scarier it gets. Though it's also the most exciting. And as it's unfolding, you're like, okay, what's next? I can't wait to see what's next. And you get into that desire, and you get into that, really nice feeling, like, ooh, this is just feels really good, and it's just about being free and allowing your heart to lead you to wherever it goes. And that all of your fears that you may have had at one time of things, maybe worries that are doubts of something not working, that's all it is, your fears. Because, as many quotes as I've said, it says you are just so powerful that once you stand in that power, all of those things don't even matter anymore. Not to you, not to anybody, nobody cares. All anybody really desires is to be in alignment and in peace. That's what I feel. And that's what really resonates with me. That's all I ever really wanted, and I kept looking and looking and searching and traveling and going, until I found it, that it's within me. That once I accept all that I desire, and that it's all possible, and that I am the most perfect, imperfect being in my life, and my energy is unique, like that's all I need. That's all I need, and it just feels so good, feels really good to just let go and know that the divine is holding me always. And it's such a lift off my shoulders. So I'm inviting you to be in that space, If you're not in that space and you're looking to be in that space, communicate with me, because I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like not to know, where you're going, and I know what it feels like when you know what you want to do, but you feel held back. And I feel like there's still so much so much ascension needs to happen to me. This is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning of it. And I feel like I've gone through so much already in this past year. So I'm just so excited now to be in it and to know, like, oh gosh, wow, whatever's coming up next is going to be so freaking amazing, and it's just going to get better and better. So I invite you to come into alignment, to get into, feeling into that peace and love, because I was just listening to a song by John Lennon, and all his songs are true, imagine, like, we're all dreamers, and imagine that we're in that world. It's totally possible. This is the new earth. We are in this space. So with that, book a call with me. I'll put my link in. Let's get yourself into alignment. This is your life. You are a conscious creator of your life, and you are so amazingly powerful, beautiful, and everything, every word that you can think of nature is you. Have a beautiful Saturday. Namaste. Om Shanti.